So I guess the best way I can explain it is that I'm for character changes, whether it be race, sex, orientation, when it makes sense. A perfect example of this is Miles Morales as the new Spider-Man. It makes sense that one day, Spider-Man would get old and want to take a younger hero under his wing. Spider-Man lives in New York City, the melting pot of the world, and if you've ever been to New York City, you know that New York has every race and culture within the 5 boroughs. Because of this, it makes sense that a new Spider-Man would be a kid of color. Let's go with the staple origin story of Peter Parker going to Oscorp and being bitten by a radioactive spider to become Spider-Man. Then let's say this is the only way to become a Spider-Man. If you think about the layout of Stan Lee's New York, Oscorp is an epicenter of thought, invention, and employment. Especially with STEM programs being huge with schools now, every kid in New York would at least have 1 or 2 trips to Oscorp. Miles Morales went to a public school and then a private school, all in New York City. He's most definitely going to take multiple trips to Oscorp. Considering how crazy their employees are, they're going to keep making radioactive spiders for testing. Then when you consider the fact that Miles Morales is also super smart, he could eventually even work for Oscorp. So whether you call it fate or luck, Miles Morales was going to eventually get bit and get Spider-Man powers. And that's why, to me, he makes sense as the Black and Puerto Rican Spider-Man. Here's a bad example. A character change that doesn't make sense at all is the Ancient One in the Doctor Strange movie being turned into a bald-headed white woman. For those of you who don't know, the Ancient One was a Chinese man and a powerful sorcerer. He taught Doctor Strange everything he knows. What's more insulting is that the Ancient One is over 500 years old. So him being a white woman on film doesn't even make historical sense. In what gentrified world are we living in where you're telling me and others with working brains that a white woman has been teaching ancient Chinese sorcery for over 400 years in China? Let me make sure I got this right. Let me make sure I got this correct. All right, Chinese folk didn't want Bruce Lee to teach non-Chinese people martial arts. And Bruce Lee died in the 70s. So what makes you think that Chinese people 500 years ago are going to teach a white woman magic? Then allow her to open up Hogwarts to teach other people magic? Where does that make sense? You must think I'm slow. You must think I'm slow.
And as always, if you like my videos and would like to help me make more videos, pledge $1, whatever you feel, to my Patreon page. This keeps me out of the Hunger Games and in front of your face.